This last week here in Texas, we experienced some very unusual weather. There was a cold blast that came down from Canada, actually from the North Pole, and the temperatures dropped. The electric grid could not handle the power that was needed, and most everybody lost their electricity and their running water. It was a terrible time. But did you know that God sometimes allows calamities and things like that to happen, like tsunamis and winter blizzards? Our Bible verse for today is found in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. And it tells us that Satan is the prince of the power of the air. It says, wherein time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now works in the children of disobedience. In the Living Bible translation, this verse says, you went along with the crowd and were just like all the others, full of sin, obeying Satan, the mighty prince of the power of the air, who is at work right now in the hearts of those who are against the Lord. The prince of the power of the air. Think about that for a minute. Prince of the power of the air. What does that tell you about the power that Satan has in this world? But even these situations, times when things are beyond our control, God is still in control. During this past week here in Texas, where so many people suffered greatly, the Lord marvelously took care of us. In our house, for example, there were 21 of us huddled together along with our 7 dogs. And as the temperature dropped, we huddled together in front of our wood stove and we had plenty of food and water. We attribute our good fortune to the fact that we were well prepared, but also because of God's protection against the prince of the power of the air. Right now, as we speak, there are hundreds of thousands of families who have frozen water pipes, no running water, the pipes burst and flooded their homes. Suffering can come in many different ways and from a myriad of sources. And when suffering does come, there's always the question, why? Regardless of the source, suffering is suffering, anguish and heartache. Sickness and accidents almost always result in pain, suffering, and sorrow. Natural disasters also bring untold setbacks, distress, and loss. Suffering and affliction can come unavoidably, just like a thief in the night. If there was some magic pill that you could take or potion, wouldn't we take it in a second? We've gotten accustomed to all kinds of tragic news reports, from fatal traffic accidents, kidnapping, rapes, mass shootings, suicide bombings, fires, and the list just goes on and on. When these unpredicted and unexpected tragedies happen, we often say, how in the world can these people bear such pain and injustice without having somewhere or someone to turn to? How many times have we been hit with the thought of how can this poor victim facing such tremendous loss possibly survive mentally without acknowledging something bigger than the circumstances? We've experienced the saving, healing hand of God and have been touched with a personal encounter and know the full realization and meaning and importance of meeting Jesus personally. How do you feel right now? Where do you turn to in times of stress? Do you turn to Jesus and ask for His help? Because if you do, He will intervene and protect you from the prince of the power of the air. And that is our Bible verse for today. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another verse for the day.